It's been awesome. Yesterday was a full tilt Tuesday practice that we would have back in Lynchburg, and the guys attacked it. It was energetic. It was fun. They're flying around. They're hitting each other. I mean, it was a regular Tombstone Tuesday, what we call it, back home. So it's been good. It's been good. And then obviously leading up to this, we've got a lot of practices in. We've got a lot of development. You can actually, I mean, we've basically had a spring practice session. And the number of practices you would have in the spring period. So it's been a lot of development, a lot of fun to watch.
Talking about them attacking it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, you're going into almost New Year's. Because it's rinse and repeat.
It is, yeah.
Mundane.
Mm-hmm.
Impressed you with their work ethic.
Extremely. But then when you sit back and look at it, I mean, you're playing Oregon, you're playing in the Fiesta Bowl, you're playing on the big stage. These guys have every reason in the world to be excited and run around and try to hit people. And so I think that has given us a little bit of, extra juice, because when you think about it, you've been practicing since August, and then you're there all of July. And so these guys have been going strong since July, or actually June, and but it's refreshing. It really is. We had a little time off, after the championship game, but I really think these guys have bought into what we've tried to do, and they've executed it well.
Anything new that you've tried to implement here? Is having the extra time, or just trying to refine what you guys do?
Really refine. There's been a couple wrinkles, but nothing major. We didn't. One thing we didn't want to do is, when a team is tempo and they're fast and they're efficient, you got to be able to do what you know. You got to just try to do it better. So we hadn't really trying to reinvent the wheel. Just add a couple wrinkles here and there.
Mm-hmm. Your explosiveness on offense.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that keep you up at night?
A lot. I've been up since 3 o'clock today. Again, it's. I mean, a simple 5-yard hitch could end up in a lot of trouble. They're fast. They're athletic. They're really good in space. So it's definitely some issues offensively. I mean, both of these offenses. Obviously, we see our offense every day. So that gives you a little bit of comfort when going against our guys. But then when you go against somebody you've never seen that's explosive like this, it always presents challenges.
I could think of 4 or 5 things that'll probably improve.
Mm-hmm.
Red zone defense,
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns and field goals.
Right.
Trying to get off the field on third down. What are the things though that 2 or 3 things that you guys have to do well to sustain this thing?
That last one you just said has been so. We went on the road recruiting for a week, during the home visits and stuff like that. And me and Coach Krantz were sitting in a Starbucks because we had some time to waste. And I'm watching a game. I watched like 3 games back to back. We had a lot of time, and he does special teams as well. And I look over and goes, "How often do they punt?" And he goes, he looked up the stats. He goes, "Oof, they average maybe 2 punts a game." So does our offense. So it was one of those things where they've punted 31 times this entire season, and so I'm starting to looking like you gotta try to get off the field on third downs. That's the only chance you're gonna have, and so that is probably the biggest key is getting off the field on third downs, tackling in space, and getting them off schedule. So not only do you have to get out, you can't have them in 3rd and 1s. You got to have them in 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 11s. Get them some negative plays. That's going to be the challenge.
Is it challenging to get pressure on Knicks as it is? I mean,
It is.
Is it just all coming out so quick?
Ball comes out fast. It really comes out fast, which is also why you got to get him off schedule, because if he has 3rd and 4, the ball's out, and it's less than it's probably 2.1 seconds at best. So ball's out, completion percentage is high, efficiency, accuracy, all those things. So again, getting them off schedule and then getting off the field on third down is going to be critical.
And how much do they use it over in the cascade too? How much of a challenge is that?
Major, because Tyron over there is going to have to run with him. So he does a really good job of mixing the routes in with the running backs, wheel routes, angle routes, just an extra weapon on third downs, and that's what they use him as, and they've been really good at it.
Look at how the season started, with an unexpected tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
You have the grief factor with your team, but now you are 13-0, going into the Fiesta Bowl. How have you seen this defensive group grow, come together, amidst that tragedy and throughout the season?
It was really it was tough early on because there was probably a handful of guys on the defense that were really really close to him, and not knowing how to navigate through that, you have to just kind of let them grieve naturally and do what they need to do. There were several player-led meetings all through camp, so it was roller coaster of emotions of practices. Some there were good days, there were bad days. It was going into the season, we're like we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because are the guys going to just kind of tank the season? Like you just didn't know. And so, we got some good leaders, and they bonded together, and it's been amazing. It really has been. But seeing the growth of some guys like Bryce Dixon, Brylan Green, they're young guys. I mean, we're playing with a bunch of sophomores. So it's been really, really cool to see their development throughout this time. And, playing so late, we've seen even more development. We've seen even more growth. So the future is definitely bright for this group because, like I said, Tyron's a senior, Q's a senior, but Q has another year left. So, I mean, we're just a really, really young group that's still developing and growing. So it's been fun.
You mentioned, you touched on it, like we have two prolific offenses in
Mm-hmm.
this game. That's got to be a little ease to, in a sense, knowing you're going up against it every day in practice.
Yeah.
How well does that prepare you for a game like that?
It prepares you for some hard stuff, but they're very different. Our guys they're trying to attack you in the box, and they're trying to run right through you. These guys are a little bit, they're a perimeter-oriented team. They can really, really hurt you in space. Our guys try to, and then running an option with Caden and, responsibilities. And so, again, we see that every day. So it kind of helps us a little bit in some ways. But where it hurts you is the perimeter game.